Why Colombia? You are about to discover a country where incredible landscapes hide great investment opportunities. Welcome to the second season of Why Colombia, the podcast where investors will tell you how Colombia's beauty drives businesses. The North Carolina Hispanic Chamber of Commerce drives the economic success of Hispanic-owned businesses across the state. Focused on growth, innovation, and opportunity, it supports entrepreneurs at every stage. What sets the Chamber apart is its strategic blend of technology and cultural insight. Its services address the needs of today's diverse economy, offering industry-specific accelerators, workforce support, trade missions, and export readiness programs. With a global network and a multicultural lens, the Chamber strengthens ties between North Carolina and Latin America, especially Colombia, a growing economic partner. Joining us today are Valentina Tamayo, investment representative for ProColombia, Lorena Patterson, president of the North Carolina Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and César Remis, board member of the North Carolina Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Why Colombia. Today's discussion will delve into economic trends, investment strategies, and the strengthening of business relations between Colombia and North Carolina. So good morning, Lorena and César. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning to you and all your audience. Thank you for having us today.
Of course. So, I want to start asking you, Lorena. The Chamber focuses on scaling, funding, and also creating global connections for Hispanic businesses. Could you elaborate on some of the Chamber's key initiatives that support these objectives?
Yes. So first, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be speaking to you today. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of the state of North Carolina has changed their strategy after the pandemic. For about 18 years, the Chamber focused on networking and training opportunities in the education, financial education for the most part. So before the pandemic, we saw that the strategy was losing strength. I think North Carolina has many opportunities now with more entrepreneurs and some executives that have moved to North Carolina in the past 20-something years.
Okay.
So our new strategy really focuses is more broad and is more ambitious because now we have the vision to connect globally, and we do it through a networking of consultants that help you scale your business. In the past, we serve Hispanic business that were small,
Okay.
or what we call micro business, and they were mainly in the retail restaurant business. And today we have numerous Hispanic business. We have about around 90,000 Hispanic-owned business now in North Carolina. And they are from technology to innovation and new emerging industries and sectors. So those Hispanic businesses are established, they're ready to scale. That's how we serve them so that they can scale, expand, and then with a new opportunity globally into Mexico and Latin America. Why? Because they have those business connections still. They're still pretty active within that. And so we do it through that. We also help them connect with finance. So financial institutions, traditional and non-traditional venture capitals, so that they can further their business. The global connections is one of the components that we have been doing this strategy and developing today, because we see that more and more North Carolina is being on the map, and then we as people from those countries, we became ambassadors. And so that's the main focus of the chamber today. And so we continue to expand that strategy and that focus. And also because being from those countries, as you've probably seen here in North Carolina, we have the acumen of our contacts there. We have two exciting initiatives that we're going to start. One is a business development program or initiative that we are going to be working with some companies, about 5 to 10, where we're going to walk them through the whole process from what are their needs to scaling to funding. And the second one, we're developing clusters by sector. And so we have sector specific, like the technology sector, retail sector, and others. And so we're continuing to expand. And lastly, we have this model based on the Chamber 4.0, which is, working through emerging issues of today. And then if anything changes, we can adapt with that. So that's our base model on how we have developed these new strategies since 2020 after the pandemic.
Amazing, Lorena. Well, thank you so much for that information. And looking to all those initiatives that you are developing right now from the North Carolina Chamber of Commerce, how would you say that, well, North Carolina is recognized for its business-friendly environment? How does the Chamber collaborate with state agencies to interact international investments, and what opportunities exist for Colombian companies within this framework?
Yes, we have many collaborations at the state level. One of the examples here is the NC Chamber. We partner with the NC Chamber. Yeah. We also collaborate with the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina, the Department of Commerce, the North Carolina Rural Center, and many other entities that have the focus on businesses or business development. When it comes to international, we're working, right now we're developing some plans of work, and we have some MOUs to sign with states in Mexico. We're developing that. We also have some connections with chambers of commerce abroad. But what we like to do before we even sign an MOU is to align opportunities with needs, either in North Carolina or the country, the state. Because alignment is very important today. We cannot be losing time just by connecting people and nothing, happening. So that is very, very important for us, and that's how we do that. What's with Colombia? There's many opportunities. One of the big opportunities I see is in the innovation and technology, and that's one of the sectors that we are really focusing with the chamber and supporting our entrepreneurs, our Hispanic business in technology. Here, as you know, there's a hub for technology with all the universities. We have RTP, we have many, and I think that, and being, Colombia, one of the main countries in Latin America that their strength is technology, I think there's a huge opportunity in that area.
Perfect. Thank you. So now I want to speak with César. So, based on your experience that includes coordinating international programs across various countries, how does the Hispanic Chamber leverage such global insights to benefit its members, particularly in fostering relationships with markets like Colombia?
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you very much, Valentina, for the opportunity to participate in your podcast.
Of course.
And of course, we work with Colombia. I mean, Colombia, we're working in the whole Latin America. But the thing is, well, based on my experience, and I was invited by Lorena when she shared with me her vision, her global vision, of of making the chamber, becoming more connected globally. I jumped in and I decided to participate, and I had the opportunity, to collaborate precisely, helping Lorena to design international strategies, internationalization strategies, and facilitating a strategic connection. We are, I mean, as Lorena was saying, we are still, in the process of relaunching. Well, we recently relaunched the chamber, and we are still, designing many of our services. But the reality is that we have identified opportunities in every single country, for trade fairs, in order to do missions in the near future, to connect and to future expand, the opportunity for Hispanic business here in Carolina, in other countries such as Colombia. We understand very well the value of partnering with organizations such as for Colombia. Lorena was mentioning also, the collaborating with economic development agencies in states, and regions in other countries, or even chambers, and we have done, or we have initiated some of these collaborations with this kind of organizations. And of course, the idea, as Lorena was saying, is, to connect globally because we need to access or to new opportunities. And Hispanic business have strong linkages to companies in every single country, and we would like to expand those opportunities. No?
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. So, Cesar, considering Colombia's strategic position in Latin America, what strategies can North Carolina's Hispanic entrepreneurs employ to utilize Colombia as a gateway for regional expansion?
Well, first of all, Colombia belongs, to a broader region. And through free trade agreement is connected, I would say, with the whole continent. No? I mean, not only to the north with the U.S. and Canada, but also with Mexico and the whole Mercosur, the whole Andean community, community, and the Pacific Alliance. So my point with this is, that Colombia can serve as a true hub for regional expansion for companies, for Hispanic business of North Carolina. So our idea is to look for those opportunities to connect the chamber and our services for our members, and to help them to connect in the region using these kind of schools. No?
Perfect. So, as you stated, Colombia is part of all the networking that you're currently developing here from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and Colombia is recognized for its great position for nearshoring. So, the nearshoring trend right now is reshaping the global supply chains. How can the Chamber assist its members in capitalizing on this movement to strengthen ties with Colombian businesses?
Well, first of all, the nearshoring phenomena is not going to disappear soon. No?
Okay.
I mean, the reasoning behind it, the need to strengthening supply chains, reducing risk, because in the past we were focused on lowering cost. Now the key is to reduce risk, and also consumer habit, where they want their product the next day. So you really want to to facilitate logistics, and so I believe that the phenomena, the nearshoring will not disappear soon, even though some uncertainty, recent uncertainty in the business environment, international business environment. So Colombia, I was looking to the statistics. Colombia ranks 42 as a provider of North Carolina, and it is the 33rd market of product from North Carolina.
Okay.
So let's say that we are beginning, or trade with Colombia is starting from a very low level, I would say, relatively, but what is important, I believe, is that just in the past 2 years, the import from Colombia, North Carolina's import from Colombia has doubled.
Okay.
Has doubled. And this is, I think it's a very important trend.
Yes.
Especially because, nearshoring is also about, as I said, getting supply chains closer to the market and to the production facilities. In this case, it seems, in my opinion, that let's say the market share that products from China are losing in the U.S. market, maybe Colombia, it seems like Colombia is getting a chunk of that, no? But what is important for the chamber, and for of course, in your case, for Colombia, is that this trend is, I think it's going to continue,
Okay.
and there's going to be a lot of opportunities. Our chamber will, try to facilitate networking with Colombian businesses, with you, yeah, and in general, no, internationally, but also with Colombian businesses. And of course, we will try to develop, strategies with partners such as Colombia and other chambers, to try to, let's say, inform Hispanic business of North Carolina about the opportunities to leverage some, incentives that exist in countries, no, in different countries. So
Of course.
the chamber will connect with that. We are working on that, on connecting entrepreneurs, with logistic and manufacturing centers and distribution, to help them expand internationally. And this is part of our job. That's what I was saying.
Well, Cesar, thank you so much for that information and for recognizing the efforts that in Colombia and in Colombia itself we are developing to be more competitive in the international landscape. Previously, we were talking, and Lorena mentioned about the innovation and the technology sector is one of the main sectors that right now could be important for making businesses between Colombia and North Carolina. I just want to know, with the Hispanic Chamber multicultural business strategies, what role does innovation play in enhancing trade relations between North Carolina Hispanic business community and as well international partners?
Well, as Lorena was saying, or let's say, Lorena has put a lot of emphasis on the use of technology to leverage business, no, leverage business capabilities. The use of information systems, the apps, no, and digital tools, e-commerce platforms, and many other strategies, no. And especially because we are, as you mentioned before in our meeting before, and Lorena just brought that up. The triangle, the area of the
Research triangle.
the research triangle is based on innovation. I mean, in the area we do have a strong pharmaceutical sector, which is innovation.
Yes.
A lot of electronic companies, all of the big companies are, I would say, are well, as you know, innovation is key to facilitating access to international market. Lorena, in the work of the chamber, Lorena has emphasized the use of digital tools, e-commerce platforms, and other strategies, to enhance competitiveness of our business in the global marketplace. The Triangle area, as you know, you were mentioning this before, has built its development on high-value industries. We have a strong presence of all the pharmaceutical companies, the big ones, with research, medical devices, also, I would say most major technology companies have a significant presence here with research and development centers. So the innovation ecosystem existing both here and in Colombia provides a solid, fundamental for connecting with, businesses in both sides of the continent. No? So that's it.
Perfect, Cesar. Thank you so much for that. So before we wrap up, Cesar, in one sentence, how would you describe the significance of strengthening trade relations between Colombia and North Carolina's Hispanic business community?
I think Colombia and North Carolina Hispanic businesses community have a unique opportunity, for mutual growth. Through cooperation, innovation, and trade integration, we can build a more prosperous and competitive future in the global market.
Perfect. Well, Cesar and Lorena, Thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights today and for having your time here with us in our podcast. It has been a pleasure discussing the impactful work of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of North Carolina and exploring the avenues for collaboration. We totally look forward to witnessing the continued growth and success of these partnerships.
Thank you very much, Valentina, for the opportunity to participate in your podcast.
Thank you, Valentina. We look forward to the partnership and more to come.
Excellent. And thank you, everyone, to our audience for joining us today. Until next time.